So, you guys, we're living in real, like, divisive, fucking crazy ass times right now. A lot of people are hating on each other over shit. But I think it's really important for all of us to remember that every one of us here has more in common with our worst enemies than we have at odds with our best friends, right? So keeping that in mind, I was smoking crack with this white supremacist the other day, right? And I know what you're asking. Ezra, why would you be smoking crack with this white supremacist? One, I love free crack, and two, his dog just had puppies, and I also love puppies, right? Who doesn't love fucking puppies? So we're like hanging out, and like this man's like, being like, evil or what the fuck ever. I'm trying to think like, how can I find a common place with this evil bigot, right? And it turns out it was music, right? It turns out we're both really big fans of the band Parliament Funkadelic, which they're a bunch of black folks. I don't know why this fucking neo-Nazi that band is weird. But also, we have this weird thing in common where we both smoke crack with George Clinton, the lead singer of Parliament Funkadelic. And that goes to teach you something right there. Music is really, really great at bringing people together of all races and ethnicities, but not as great as crack, man. That shit fucking sells itself. That shit is amazing. Highly recommend. I don't know if anybody else in here does drugs. Anybody?
No.
Just me again. But like, dude, the world hates you when you're like a fucking junkie or what the fuck ever. Like, I remember one time I saw this billboard that said, "Admit drugs come before your family." And it's like, yeah, dumbass, my family's terrible. Drugs? Oh, amazing. Like, dude, quick compare and contrast. Heroin's never woken me up out of a peaceful mid-afternoon nap to be like, oh, hey, you should probably pick out your clothes for court tomorrow morning, or like, you should like, whatever, come visit your family. Like, no. Heroin lets you bypass all those decisions by being aggressively pro-nap. You know? Or like, alcohol never judges me for naming my kids after alcohol. And fuck the rest of this joke. Let's talk about this. Why is it okay for someone to be like, oh, this is my son Jack Daniels? Like, oh, this is my daughter Brandy. But when I'm like, oh, this is my gender fluid kid Mad Dog 2020, all of a sudden I'm a fucking asshole? I don't know, fucking ridiculous. I don't know, I don't have kids because like I fuck a lot of dudes and it's hard to have kids that way. You know? I don't know, man. It's weird because like no matter how gay I am, I'll never go to a Turkish bathhouse because I refuse to support ethnic cleansing. That's right. But I don't know, speaking of kids, I saw this fucking this article the other day where it was like 7-year-old girl from Alabama sells lemonade to pay for her brain tumor surgery. You know what I mean? And if something like that doesn't get you on board with universal health care, like I'm a low, because imagine this. Imagine you're going around and there's some little kid, you're like, oh, excuse me, but I'm trying to sell lemonade to pay for my brain tumor surgery. You know what I mean? You know, kids talk. Yeah, sure, what the fuck, like, how much is it for a lemonade? And they're like, $140,000. And you're like, bitch, I better be a fucking human tumor in your head, because that price is a joke. What the fuck? You know what I mean? And now you're fucking destroying the little kid's fucking lemonade stand, you know what I mean? Like, that ain't a good look. Like, basically what I'm trying to say is, like, if you're against universal health care, you're kind of pro beating the shit out of little kids with lemonade stands, and I don't fucking vibe with that at all. Thank you. I don't know, y'all. Life's a weird fucking place. Like, I had a McRib. Like, okay, so this country, like, it's weird. Like, I talk a lot of shit, but like, the USA is great because you really can get your dick sucked for some pizza and money over here. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking amazing.
The guy pointing.
Like, other shit is like really confusing about this place. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's wild that people are like obsessed with the McRib. You know? Like, I had one the other day for the first time in my life, and I'm out here just saying, like, y'all know that you can get this from like literally any truck stop or prison, right? You know, like, I used to think that they fucking took the McRib away to cause scarcity and like hype about it, but that's not true. I actually did some research. It turns out Ronald McDonald has to remove the McRib so he can suck his own McDick. Yeah, but the government made him bring that shit back, you know? Fucking idiots out here thinking that they're trying to put fucking microchips in the vaccines for COVID, and that's not true at all. If you're smart like me, you know they're putting it in the McRib. You know what I mean? What the fuck do you think the MC stands for? Yeah, absolutely. And think about it. what the fuck do most people have more access to? Healthcare or the McRib? You know what I mean? Like, that's all I'm saying. Fucking stay woke, y'all. Stay woke. Dude, McDonald's has like weird memories and connotations for people. Like, and like I'm included in it. Like, I went to the dentist recently for the first time since I was a child. The last time I went, my mother took me, right? And to make me feel better about getting all the Novocaine and all that shit, she took me to McDonald's because my mom's an idiot and doesn't know what Novocaine is. You know what I mean? So I went and I ate the McDonald's and I couldn't taste anything and I was like really mad at my mom about it. And you know, so I went back to McDonald's after this dentist trip to see if the same thing would happen. So I went with my Novocaine mouth, took a bite of my fucking sandwich, and I was like, oh yeah, I still hate my mom. You know what I mean? Yeah, it turns out some things just never change. You know? Some things never change. So yeah, I was talking about like music or whatever earlier. And I don't do like, I think it's wild that like, so first of all, happy birthday 2020. It's 2021 now, which means that 2020 can finally drink, you know what I mean? Fucking pour up for that shit. But like, it's wild that it's 2021 and we still don't have fact checkers for rappers. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking wild. Dude, like, quick example, there's this rapper named T Grizzly, and he has this line where he goes, go get that thermometer for the pot. I need that shit cooked right. Let's keep that water 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Like, really, dummy? You want your water almost double the steaming point of water? Like, I'll put my recipe by heart, bro. That's bad fact. You know what I mean? Kanye West, he's got this song where he poses this query. He says, now, if I fuck this model, and she just bleeds her asshole, and I get bleach on my t-shirt, well, then I'm gonna feel like an asshole. He's like, you totally should, Kanye. Zero part of that activity requires a fucking t-shirt. What the fuck you doing? You know what I mean? Or like DJ Khaled, and I'm Iraqi, I'll say his name right, DJ Khaled and T-Pain, and this song called So Hood. And nothing we talk about is hood at all. You know what I mean? The chorus they go like, I'm so hood. I wear my pants below my waist and I'm not gonna dance while I'm in this place because you and your man's is fitting a hate. Like what? I grew up in Southwest Detroit. None of my friends are gonna admit to the fact that they are super self-conscious and really easy to catch. You know? And on the second part he goes, yeah, and I got this gold up in my mouth, and if you come closer to my house, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, are you inviting me over for a robbery? What the fuck is happening? If I have gold up in my house, I am not telling you where the fuck I live. That's fucking wild, dude. So here's the way I think it should go. I'm so hood. It's 4:45 in the afternoon. I haven't taken off these sweatpants and flip-flops that I've been wearing all day as I watch several children, most of whom are lined up to the liquor store so I can buy scratch-offs, lottery tickets, and Newport cigarettes. So hood. Yeah. I gotta ride a bike to school and work and everywhere I go because the socioeconomic conditions within my neighborhood don't provide the upper mobility necessary for me to actually finance a car, and this fiscal disparity is a fucking huge problem within our society. So, hey, are you trying to buy these rocks? So good! I don't know what's wrong. Let's go crazy.